Hi, I'm Mike Peasley from Soundiron. We're here at NAMM 2020 showing off some of our upcoming toys and our classics. We opened up in 2011 and been making Kontakt virtual instruments for about a decade, plus other platforms like Ableton, Steinberg for Dorico, and Hyperion, and propeller heads Reason, and all sorts of other cool stuff. We explore classic instruments like symphonic orchestras, choirs, epic percussion, solo vocals, loops, all that standard kind of bread and butter fare that is necessary to make music. But we also delve way into the weirder stuff too. Whatever we can find that inspires us, we see all sound as potential music. Everything is an instrument. And we hope to bring that to you in a way that you can use and enjoy. This year we're showing off an upcoming release for NKS. This is the Alpha organ. And it's a cathedral organ we recorded in the same hall, St. Paul's Church in San Francisco, that we recorded the Requiem choir. This is a very old organ. The church was built right around the time of the 1906 earthquake, so the church itself was built with rubble from the downtown collapsed buildings. The church was able to get permission from the city to gather materials to finish the construction of this church. Its design was based on classic Templar and Masonic church configurations to amplify acoustics and concentrate them in very intense ways. And we found the Alpha organ to be the most incredible physical instrument we've ever recorded, in that it's an entire building that resonates in ways that really you feel deep down in your bones. So we captured the organ with 3 mic positions, close, medium, and distant. And then, of course, a whole range of stop settings. But instead of having a bunch of stop boards that you have to pull out and figure out and memorize, like you were an old organ player, we actually created carefully chosen stop settings that try to draw more from feelings or aesthetics. When you're creating a piece of music and you want a church organ, maybe you want a funeral organ, maybe you want something more triumphant or glorious. We try to capture these essences so that you can just feel your way through it. We have our LFO filter and ARP system. The LFO can be mapped to a variety of parameters, so you can modulate the sound in a lot of unusual ways. Filter it, you can key lock it, you can assign key switches to the sound presets, you can arpeggiate it, and of course we have the mic position mixer. You can go to the all-stop system where you can actually just take all of the different presets we have. It takes a minute to load because it's loading all the sound. And now you can see in the mixer, cool little mixer thing, you can actually custom blend, pan, and solo or mute all of the stops to create your own custom mega organ sound.
It's sort of like an organ with a soul. So it's very like not, it has that traditional organ character, but at the same time, we did a lot of sound design. There's a lot of aspects of it that are very resonating and vibrational. So if you're doing anything from like meditation music or anything from just typical church organ stuff, like we have all these different types, like all the different stops. So each stop is pretty much sort of treated in a way to sort of amplify its mood or feeling. So we have like glorious, gentle, smooth, the all mixer, which has all of them. So you can actually go through here and create your own custom mix. You can pan them in different ways. So there's a lot of different customizing options that you can do. Turn this down a little bit.
There's an ambient component to this library. The half of the library is a classic huge organ. The other half is what we did with it. We got back to the studio and basically dove in to the stranger aspects of sound design that we love to delve into. So we played around with the synchronous tones, solfeggio frequencies, binaural beats a little bit, not a ton, and not so that it was just these tones, but rather to weave into these sculpted emotional soundscapes and imaginary sort of aesthetics that you would feel as you play. Because there could be moments where you want a little bit of something where you need an organ, but you can't be just an organ. You need something that has a touch, that has a character or flavor. And so we explored that aspect with this library. We wanted to play around and be a little bit weird and try new things in a new way that we hadn't yet before. So that's the Alpha organ. It's going to come out for NKS and Kontakt player in just the next couple of weeks, early 2020. And of course, we've got coming up the Hyperion Brass library. I don't have anything to show you yet. It's not live in Kontakt, but we are in the final phases of development there. It's going to be following in our Hyperion Strings library series. Now the brass equivalent of that, a chamber brass that really digs deep into those core playable articulations and a lifelike performance, but in a very affordable package, designed to be just as modular and easy to use and position and work with as a Hyperion Strings orchestra. So that's what's going on right this second.